Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into what really makes our relationships tick. We're going to uncover a kind of psychological engine that drives our connections, and, understanding it might just be the key to making them stronger and way more fulfilling. So, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why one friendship can leave you feeling on top of the world, just full of life, while another one, even with someone you really care about, just feels like hard work? It's a feeling we all know, right? Well, it turns out there's a real scientific reason for that. All right, so in this first part, we're going to go way beyond the usual kind of surface level advice. We're going to explore that psychological engine I mentioned, the thing that truly powers our most important bonds, and really get to the bottom of what makes them either flourish or, well, flounder. Okay, so the key to this whole energizing versus draining feeling, it comes from a really powerful framework in psychology called relationships motivation theory, or RMT for short. Now, this is part of a bigger, really well-established idea called self-determination theory. You can think of RMT as a kind of blueprint that shows us exactly what makes our connections thrive. So, what's the first huge insight we get from RMT? It's this. The most important question isn't that you're in a relationship, but why you are. The quality, the type of your motivation, that's everything. I want you to think about your reasons for being in a relationship like they're on a spectrum. So on one end, you've got what we call controlled motivations, like maybe you're staying in a relationship to please your family, that's external pressure. Or maybe you just feel super guilty if you left, that's internal pressure. But as we move along the spectrum, things get more authentic. The relationship aligns with your personal values or becomes an integrated part of who you are, like wanting to build a family. And then at the very best end of that spectrum, intrinsic joy. You're in it simply for the wonderful, amazing experiences you share together. So what does all this mean? Well, the research is crystal clear. The more your motivation comes from that authentic, intrinsic end of the spectrum, the healthier and more satisfying the relationship is going to be for both of you. Getting this is a complete game changer. Okay, so what is it that fuels this high-quality intrinsic motivation? Well, the theory points to three absolutely fundamental psychological needs that have to be satisfied. Let's break them down. The source material here uses a brilliant metaphor, and I love it. Psychological nutrients. It's perfect. Just like your body needs certain vitamins to be healthy, your relationship needs these three essential ingredients to really thrive. The first nutrient is autonomy. Now, what this means is the need to feel like you can be your genuine self in the relationship. You can express who you really are without feeling like you have to hide core parts of your identity. You're there by choice, completely and freely. Second, we've got competence. This isn't about being good at stuff by yourself. It's about feeling effective together. It's that confidence that you and your partner are a capable team, that you can communicate what you need and handle life's challenges as a unit. And third, there's relatedness. Now, this is probably the one we think of most often when we talk about relationships, right? It's that fundamental need to feel connected, to feel cared for, to feel understood. It's that feeling of intimacy and belonging that is really the heart of any close bond. Now, this next point clears up a huge misconception. Autonomy in a relationship does not mean independence from it. It's not about emotional distance. True autonomy is having the freedom to bring your whole, authentic self to the connection, which, believe it or not, actually makes your relatedness even stronger. They work together in harmony. And for these nutrients to really do their magic, they can't just flow in one direction. The healthiest, most satisfying relationships are built on mutuality. It's a two-way street. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Study after study finds that our own well-being in a relationship is boosted just as much by giving support to our partner as it is by receiving it. It's this truly reciprocal loop that makes everyone involved feel better. In fact, this is so powerful, so fundamental, that researchers found the exact same principle applies to our relationships with our pets. Get this, a 21-day study of dog owners showed that giving support to their dog actually contributed to their own happiness, completely separate from the support they felt they got back from their furry friend. How cool is that? So this whole idea of mutual support, it's all building toward the ultimate goal, creating a relationship where your sense of self isn't just accepted, it's actively nurtured. So let's see what that actually looks like. So when our core needs are met in a relationship, it helps foster a healthy, authentic self-esteem. Our sense of worth comes from inside us. But when those needs aren't being met, we can develop something called relationship contingent self-esteem. And that's where our sense of self gets dangerously tied to the daily ups and downs of the relationship. Yeah, tying your self-worth to a relationship, it's like building your house on shaky ground. Your self-esteem gets tossed all over the place with every little disagreement. You end up becoming hyper-focused on getting your own validation, which of course makes it incredibly difficult to actually be there for your partner's needs. The whole focus shifts from the beautiful process of just connecting to this stressful demand for a perfect outcome. So, after all of this, what's the big takeaway? How can you actually apply this powerful theory to your own life, to your own relationships? Here's the most important thing to remember. RMT isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical operating system for your relationships. It gives you a lens to ask the right questions. Are we motivated by joy or by pressure? Are we getting, and just as importantly giving, the essential nutrients of autonomy, competence, and relatedness? The goal here is to create a dynamic where both people's needs are met, which allows not just the relationship, but both individuals to truly, truly thrive. And that leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. When you look at your most important connections, are they spaces where both of you feel safe and encouraged to be your most authentic selves? Because that, according to the science, is the real secret to a connection that doesn't just survive, but thrives. Thanks for joining us.